All right, welcome back to Grit, Grind, and Growth. Today we're diving into something pretty close to home.
Oh, yeah.
Our very own badass blog.
Right.
We've got, excerpts from the intro, the welcome message, and
all the battle plan categories.
yeah, all those battle plans. It's a lot, but we'll unpack it. But really what...
That's really struck me was just the tone.
The tone, right.
It's bold,
okay.
bold.
Yeah.
You see words like warrior, battle plan.
I mean, is it too much?
It's definitely a strong choice.
It's a strong choice. It's like a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
Give you a pep talk.
Right.
But in blog form.
Right. Exactly.
What really stood out to you? Besides that, what else?
I mean, you see this really aggressive, almost militaristic tone.
Yeah.
But then they go into some really sensitive issues that men face.
Yeah, they don't sugarcoat it.
No, it's our...
I'm thinking about the welcome message.
Right off the bat.
The suicide rates.
Tough statistics.
Just for men, the pressure.
And they really connect that to the pressure men feel.
Yeah.
To be strong, to kind of suppress their emotions.
Almost like they're saying, that man up attitude.
Right.
Can be toxic.
Yeah.
Do you think that works?
I think it's really attention grabbing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it resonates with everyone.
Right.
Some guys might be into it.
Right. Find it motivating.
But yeah, others might be turned off.
It's like a strong flavor.
Exactly.
Some people love it.
And some people hate it.
Yeah. It's not for the faint of heart.
Not at all.
Let's get into some of the meat of the blog here. Some of the challenges that it highlights.
Yeah, they cover a lot.
A lot of ground.
Finances, body image, relationships.
I mean, it's almost like a roadmap.
Right.
To navigate a man's life.
I think they're being upfront about the fact that life can be tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not promising easy solutions.
Right.
But they are giving you a framework for dealing with them.
Let's start with finances.
Okay.
A lot of guys stress about that.
Absolutely.
Living paycheck to paycheck.
The pressure to provide.
Provide for their families.
Big time.
Do you think that resonates with a lot of men?
I think it does.
Yeah, me too.
And they're not just talking about making more money.
Right.
They're talking about mindset.
Yeah.
Taking control of your finances.
Rather than feeling like you're always drowning.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not about how much you earn.
It's about how you manage what you have.
It's about how you manage it, right.
Absolutely.
Especially in this economy.
For sure.
What about body image?
Yeah. I mean...
Huge issue for men.
Huge. You see these images of the perfect male physique everywhere.
Right.
It's easy to feel inadequate.
If you don't measure up.
Absolutely.
So there's that pressure, right? To be bigger, stronger,
leaner.
To be leaner.
Fair.
And the blog doesn't,
They address it head on.
It addresses it head on. They acknowledge it. What about mental health?
Yeah, that's a big one throughout the blog.
It is.
The tendency for men to bottle up their emotions.
Right.
To suffer in silence.
It's like they're saying, it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
It's okay to admit you're struggling.
And they're not shying away from saying that.
No, but they're doing it in a very direct way.
Yeah, that no-nonsense way.
That no-nonsense way.
Yeah.
Do you think, again, it's effective for some?
I think so.
But maybe not for everyone.
Right.
We've got, financial stress, body image, mental health. What other challenges?
Well, they get into relationships.
The
challenges of dating, the difficulties of communication.
Yeah.
Fear of intimacy.
It's like a crash course.
Right.
In navigating the complexities of modern relationships.
Absolutely.
Again, they're not holding back.
No, they're not.
I mean, they're calling out some of those behaviors.
That's patterns.
That can sabotage relationships.
Absolutely.
Stepping on some toes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we've got a sense of the tone, the key challenges.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the actual content.
Yeah.
The battle plan categories.
The meat of it.
Each one focuses on a different area, but they all share that,
action-oriented.
That action-oriented, almost militaristic approach.
Yeah.
Like earn and burn, which is all about finances.
Right.
They're not just giving you tips to save money. It's about
building wealth.
Creating financial freedom.
Yeah.
It's like they're preparing you for a financial war.
Right.
Which sometimes can feel pretty accurate.
It can.
Then there's mind, muscle, motivation.
Yeah, that one focuses on physical and mental strength.
Oh.
They talk about fitness, nutrition, developing mental toughness.
It's like a holistic approach, right?
Yeah,
becoming more resilient.
Capable.
A capable man.
Yeah.
And then love, lust, and loyalty.
Relationship one.
Relationships, yeah. They cover everything, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Dating, attraction,
Building strong, lasting partnerships.
It's like a guide to navigating relationships today
Yeah.
in the modern world.
Modern relationships, yeah.
It's not easy out there.
It's not easy.
No, not at all. They get into some of the hard parts.
Like what?
Dealing with conflict,
Okay.
communicating effectively, keeping that intimacy going long term.
I mean, they really give you the tools, right,
Absolutely.
to deal with some of those challenges.
Yeah, it's not always going to be easy.
No, not at all.
And they don't pretend it is.
And then they kind of extend that same
Like band of brothers idea.
to family and friends.
Yeah, bloodlines and brotherhoods.
Right, right.
I think you're saying you need that support system.
You need that tribe.
Those guys who have your back.
And it's not just your college buddies.
Yeah.
It's about, mentors.
Role models, guys who can help you grow.
Right, the guys that challenge you to be better.
Hold you accountable.
Hold you accountable.
Push you to step up.
And that kind of ties into that strength in numbers category, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That you're stronger together.
The idea that you can achieve more when you're part of a community.
What do you think? Is that missing in a lot of men's lives?
I think it is.
Yeah, that community aspect.
Yeah, we tend to isolate ourselves.
The house out on our own.
But they're saying that's not how it works.
It's not how we're wired.
Right, we need each other.
We need each other. Fuel your fire is next.
Yeah, this one's about passion. The
Yeah.
things that give you purpose, light you up.
What do you think? Is it all about just the grind?
No, you gotta have something that fuels your soul.
Yeah, that makes you excited to get out of bed.
That's where I see that empowerment message come through.
It's not just surviving, it's thriving.
Yeah, creating a life with passion, purpose.
With meaning.
And then there's be the better man.
Which is all about, what?
Personal growth.
Personal growth.
Becoming the best version of yourself.
It's like they're saying, look, we're all works in progress. There's always room to improve.
And they give you the tools to do it.
Yeah, to work on those areas, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether it's confidence,
Yeah.
communication skills, leadership.
But they don't shy away from the tough stuff here.
No, they don't.
They talk about failure.
Overcoming setbacks, learning from your mistakes.
Like they're saying, look, you're going to screw up.
You're going to fall down.
You're going to fall down.
Get back up, learn from it, and keep moving forward.
I like that.
Powerful message.
Okay. Survival strategies.
That's all about being prepared
Being prepared, yeah?
for whatever life throws at you.
Okay.
They talk about basic first aid,
Emergency preparedness.
healthcare systems.
Social services.
It's about being resourceful
A resilient man.
in a world that can be unpredictable.
And then finally, age with attitude.
Right. Aging gracefully,
See the active.
engaged as you get older.
It's like they're saying, look, just because you're getting older,
Doesn't mean you have to slow down.
you can still be a badass.
Yeah. Live a life that's full of adventure and purpose.
It's about embracing that whole journey. Right?
Yeah, from your younger years to your later years.
And I think that's, it's important because
I
we
do.
focus so much on youth and vitality.
We forget that there's beauty and wisdom in aging.
Okay, so we've covered a lot,
Yeah, we have.
Tone, key challenges, all the battle plans.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, does this approach, this tough love,
Does it work?
does it actually work?
Tough question.
Tough question.
I think it depends on the guy.
On the individual.
Some guys might thrive under that pressure.
Right.
They
Yeah.
need that kick in the pants to get going.
But for others, it might be too much.
Might be overwhelming.
They might need a more supportive approach.
Right, and the blog doesn't really acknowledge that.
Yeah, like they're assuming all men respond to that same.
Yeah, that style of motivation.
That's like a one-size-fits-all.
Yeah.
Which, let's face it,
Doesn't work for anyone.
doesn't work for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about finding what works for you.
Absolutely.
If you respond to a challenge,
To a drill sergeant yelling in your ear,
then the badass blog might be for you.
it might be right up your alley.
But if you need a gentler nudge,
A more supportive approach.
you might need to look elsewhere.
And that's okay.
There's no shame in that.
No shame at all.
It's about being honest with yourself
What you need, yeah.
and finding resources that
Align with your needs.
align with your needs. Yeah. Let's say a guy decides the blog is for him.
All right.
He's ready to embrace the challenge.
He wants to be that warrior.
What does that look like in practice?
What does it actually look like?
What are some concrete steps?
Well, they emphasize action.
Action. Okay.
It's not enough to just read it.
You got to apply it.
You got to put it into practice.
So you got to take those ideas.
Turn them into actions.
If you're struggling with finances,
Create a budget.
track your spending.
Look for ways to increase your income.
Okay. If you're feeling out of shape,
Physically or mentally.
you start exercising,
Clean up your diet
Develop stress management techniques.
and reach out to other guys.
Build that support network.
Yeah, find mentors, role models.
Guys who can help you grow.
Exactly. It's about taking ownership.
Ownership, yeah.
Your life, your choices.
Your actions.
It's about becoming the architect of your own destiny.
Powerful message. I think it's important to remember, even within this framework,
This tough love framework
there's room for nuance.
for personalization.
Yeah, you don't have to become some screaming, chest-thumping
Yeah.
caricature of
Yeah.
masculinity.
Absolutely.
You can take those core principles
Self-reliance, resilience, responsibility.
and apply them in a way that works for you,
That makes sense for you. Yeah.
for your personality and your circumstances.
Right.
And you can still be vulnerable.
You can still ask for help.
That's a sign of strength.
Not a weakness.
Finding that balance
Between strength and vulnerability.
between independence and interdependence.
I like that. Circling back to the blog's effectiveness.
I think it has potential.
For the right audience.
Right. It's not a magic bullet.
And it's not for everyone.
It's one tool in the toolbox.
Exactly.
And it's up to each guy to decide if it's the right tool for the job.
If it's right for him.
Speaking of tools, there's one phrase that keeps popping up
Okay.
that I want to unpack a little bit.
All right.
Becoming the man you are meant to be.
The classic call to self-actualization.
Powerful idea,
Like
but
a little vague.
a little vague, yeah.
Open to interpretation.
What does it even mean in today's world?
Where those traditional ideas of masculinity
Are being challenged and redefined?
Exactly. What does it even mean to be a man these days?
No one answer, no one-size-fits-all definition.
And I think that's one of the things the blog struggles with.
Yeah, they're trying to offer a roadmap.
But based on a pretty narrow definition.
Like they're trying to fit all men into this one mold.
Which just isn't realistic.
So maybe it's not about becoming some idealized version of yourself.
Maybe it's about embracing that journey of growth.
Self-discovery.
With all the imperfections, the setbacks.
I think that's more helpful.
More realistic, too.
Yeah, figuring out who you are, what you want.
Create a life that's true to yourself.
And maybe that's the most badass thing of all.
Yeah.
Being comfortable in your own skin.
Owning your strengths and weaknesses.
Living a life that's authentic.
Meaningful
to you.
Yeah.
All right, we've talked a lot about the badass blog.
Yeah.
You know, its strengths, weaknesses, its potential impact.
Mm-hmm.
Before we wrap up,
All right.
what are your final thoughts on this deep dive?
I think the blog, even with that abrasive style,
Yeah.
offers some valuable insights.
For men looking to take control of their lives,
It's not a magic bullet,
it's not for everyone.
but it can be a catalyst for growth and change.
I think it's important to remember that journey
Yeah.
of becoming the man you're meant to be.
It's ongoing.
It's not about reaching some endpoint.
It's about embracing the process.
A growth of learning, of evolving, and maybe, just maybe,
Along the way.
you discover that vulnerability and compassion
Aren't just as important.
as strength and resilience.
It's a thought-provoking idea.
We'll have to explore that more.
Yeah, in future episodes.
For sure.
All right, that wraps up our deep dive into the badass blog.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Insightful, thought-provoking, maybe even a little challenging.
If you're looking for more resources,
More guidance on your journey.
check out the full Badass blog.
On the Men's Resource Center website.
Of course.
As always, thanks for joining us on Grit, Grind, and Growth.
Until next time.
Keep pushing forward, gentlemen. You know, we've talked about the badass blog a lot.
We have?
Its style, the challenges, the battle plans. But I kind of want to shift gears a bit.
Okay.
We've talked about what it means to be a man generally.
Right.
But here at the Men's Resource Center, what does that mean to us?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
You know, it's important to remember that the Men's Resource Center isn't about giving one definition of manhood.
Right.
It's about giving guys the space to figure it out.
To find their own path.
So it's not about fitting into a mold.
It's about being the best version of you.
Yeah. And for some guys, that might mean embracing those,
Traditional values, yeah.
strength, stoicism.
Self-reliance.
For others, it might be challenging those.
Exploring their emotions, connecting in a more vulnerable way.
Yeah, it's about having that freedom,
To choose your own path.
defining it on your own terms.
And I think that's what makes the Men's Resource Center so unique.
It is.
All those expressions of manhood.
They're welcome.
They are.
They're all welcome. So let's say a guy comes here
Okay.
feeling lost, confused.
Unsure of who he is, where he belongs.
What's he going to find?
First and foremost, he's going to find other guys,
Okay.
like-minded men,
On that same journey.
guys who are willing to listen.
Offer support, share their experiences.
It's that brotherhood,
Okay.
committed to helping each other grow.
It's also going to find, resources
Programs designed to help
guys navigate the challenges of life.
whether it's finances, relationships, mental health, or just finding their purpose.
Like a one-stop shop.
Right. But without that pressure to conform,
So empowering men to become the best versions of themselves.
however that looks for them.
And that kind of brings us back to the badass blog, right?
Full circle.
Even with that,
Intensity.
the intense tone.
It shares that same goal,
It's about challenging men.
to step up, take ownership.
You become the architects of their own destiny.
Yeah, they might not say it explicitly,
Right.
but it's also about finding your tribe,
Connecting with other men, building that support.
because you're not alone.
No, you're not alone in this. And ultimately,
It's about the journey,
yeah,
the ups and downs,
becoming the man you were meant to be.
even if you don't know what that looks like yet.
Well said. I think that's a great way to wrap up this deep
It
dive.
is deep dive.
So if you're feeling called
To explore,
to connect, to find resources,
check out the Men's Resource Center.
and of course,
Keep reading the Badass blog.
for more insights, advice, motivation.
All of that.
Thanks for joining us.
On grit, grind, and growth.
Until next time.
Keep pushing forward, gentlemen.